For the first lesson on the QOMO, we're going to just open up the icon straight from the desktop, which is located, it's on my computer, it's on the left hand side where it's called FlowWorks. When we get to FlowWorks, you just give a quick double click to it and up pops a whiteboard. And I've already opened it, so I'm just going to pop that up and it's open right here. The whiteboard is a never-ending whiteboard space, which is fantastic for people that like to write a lot of notes or show a lot of pictures or PowerPoints or different slides that they have. Another great feature with the QOMO is all the electronic documents that you've already created can essentially be turned into QOMO documents in which the kids and you can annotate over the top of these documents. You don't have to go out and create brand new documents. You can use what you already have. A couple of the features on the taskbar, which is generally located at the bottom of the screen. The first button you'll notice is the Start menu. When you click on that, it comes up with a bunch of different options as far as changing the background color, changing the background picture, switching user, and so forth. We're going to hold off on using these buttons until maybe the next lesson. Let's look over here at the next button. There are two arrows and they are called the switch mode. When you hit the switch mode, it allows you to switch from one screen to the next. So let's say you had up a website right now. You can show the kids the website and then you can click switch mode and you can finish taking your notes. You can kind of go back and forth as quick as you can once you get more comfortable with it. The button to the right of that is called the screen annotation, and that allows you to write over the top of other documents or other websites that you've found. Very cool feature when you're trying to narrow the kids' focus into a specific spot on the website or of the document as well. If you click to the right here, it says a new and it has a little right arrow, or on the an arrow on the right hand side there. You click on that, it gives you several different options. So if you would like to have another white slide in which you want to take several different pages of the notes, you can do that. You can change to a different color, a blue slide. You can also go to a black slide. And then another feature is a new background slide, which just gives you something brand new here. If you don't like the slide, you hit the X button. If you notice up here in the top right hand corner, it says 3 out of 3. Means you currently have 3 pages and you're on page number 3. I don't really like the black one either, so I'm going to delete that as well. The blue one, I don't really need that one now, so I'll delete it. But maybe I need another white slide, so I'm going to add one more, just a white slide. If you notice here this green arrow, this allows you to go back to the previous slide, or else on your QOMO on the top right hand side of the QOMO, there's a page up and a down button. If you just hit those, it'll allow you to switch back and forth. Another option is right over here on the left hand side of the screen. If you tap that, it allows you to go to both screens as well. If we want to go over here to the pin button, this is where we would generally take notes or write maybe a math problem for the students to solve. So if we had a problem and we just wrote down maybe 1 plus 2, lower elementary type of a deal, and we could allow the kids to have the QOMO in their hands to solve this math problem. That gets the kids even more motivated and engaged into the lesson. Now if we don't like the green or we don't like the thickness of the pin, just slide on down your taskbar. There's a couple of lines here. It says set pin width. I prefer kind of the middle of the pack for the pin width. It's just something you try out. Maybe that's too wide for you. You can just slide it back down the scale. Yep, that should be perfect there. Maybe you don't like the green color. There's a couple of deals that look like maybe balloons. You can click on that and you can pick kind of the standard colors here. Or if you click on more, it gives you a plethora of choices to choose from here. So I'm just going to go with a kind of a lighter green color. And if I don't like what I just wrote, there's a couple of ways to erase it. One of the buttons is this back green arrow, which is called the undo button, which is very similar to Microsoft Windows, or Microsoft Word, excuse me, and it allows you to undo what you just previously did. And if you realize, whoops, I wanted to keep that on there, you can hit this button, the redo button, and it just puts it right back on there. The button to the next part of it there is called the set fill color. You can change that and it will allow you to do other features if you're taking more notes or if you're trying to fill in something. I typically just leave that the way it is. So if I don't like what I just did, I'm just going to undo that, get it out of the way. Here's a text box, and you can add a text box, and then you can actually just type from your computer. Today will be a great day. And if you want the kids to copy that, they can copy it. And some of the newer versions of the QOMO actually allows you with your stylus to write the words, and it comes up as typing. Another very cool feature of the QOMO. I'm just going to leave that up there. Around your text box there are 4 buttons. The first button here allows you to just move it around wherever you would like it to go. Kind of the squiggly arrows here, if you want to tilt it for some reason, it will allow you to tilt it. I have to move this down just a touch here. You can also expand the screen. It's that one. And then this one just gives you some of the options. Again, if you don't like the font or you don't like the color, you want to change something here, you can change those. One of the best things to do with the QOMO is just to experience it, to play with it, to try the different features. The last feature for today that I'm going to show you is how to insert a Word document or part of the Word document in which the kids, you want them to really focus on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go my switch mode, and I'm going to go, I have a folder set up in which I created a website for my students to use, which is a blog in which I had them blog about their books. So I typed up a letter to send home to the parents, but if I want the kids to really focus on what we're going to start to blog, I'm going to have my folder or my document up right here, and I'm going to go to my start menu, I'm going to go to my tools, go over to image capture, click on that. I prefer the save and import option, and if I click on screen, it takes everything you see on the screen as my picture. If I want to do the anomaly, I can do kind of a crazy shape or just get a very specific area. I usually choose the region, which allows me to do a square or a rectangle. I'm just going to click in the top right hand corner, drag and hold down. When I come to the bottom of what I want to copy, then I let go. I have it set up as in a folder here for my QOMO projects. You can obviously click to have it set wherever you would like it to go. Just for a practice, I'm just going to set it here. And the way the file name is set up is today's date and the time. I'm just going to save it as practice. I'm going to click save. Then I'm going to go over to my movie strip, and it's called the media strip. I'm going to click on that, and here are a couple of things that I've saved. Mine was called practice. I'm going to double click on it, then I'm going to click, hold down, drag, and here comes the document that I just had. When I get it here, remember you can move it around. If I want to make it bigger, I can make it bigger. There's a lot of features you can do once it's on your whiteboard. I can also zoom in. If I want to zoom in to make it bigger for the kids to read, I can do that. It's too big, I can zoom out. I'm going to zoom out. And then once it's here, I can write over it. If I were to say something like, class, remember, here's where your password is, I can take my QOMO with the stylus and I can box a word, I can circle it, I can start, I can do whatever I want once I get to this point. The last part of the lesson, I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go up to Save As. And remember, you have to tell your computer where you want it saved. So I'm just going to, for this one, I'm going to go to My Folders, and I'm just going to save it right here. Maybe I'll just title it as Practice Page. And click Save. It'll take a second to save, and then I can go to Start, Exit. And there we have it.